Okay kids, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to resurrect a couple kitchen knives. These are fiberware, and we've had these knives for about 30 years, and if you can hear this, let's hear, listen. The handles are loose, and you can see they're all bleached out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these and we're going to sand it down. We're definitely going to peen these over on the anvil. We'll take some time, sand it down. We're going to soak it in boiled linseed oil. Okay, and then we're going to take our paste wax and we're going to coat it with the paste wax. Then one of the other ones, what we'll do is we'll just soak it in here for 10 minutes or so. See what that looks like. And then this one, this is just a cheapy knife, I guess. They try to make it look like it was forged. It has a squishy handle, and that's gross. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to peel this handle off, get rid of this, and put some kind of wood handle on it. Because they try to make this look, like I said, forged or medieval, and I think that would look cool if we put maybe oak or walnut on there. And then this one is a plastic handle. This is a cheapy one too. I'm going to try to put some kind of metal handle on here. Let's get started on this.
I took a punch, flipped it upside down, took it over to the anvil, and I gave it a smack on both sides, just like that. And it seemed to stiffen out.
Everyone's probably flipping. You can't do that, you're contaminating the linseed oil. Now everything that you stain is going to look like a knife. Alright, I let this soak for a few minutes, and now what I'm doing is I'm actually rubbing the finish in, the linseed oil in, and can you guys see it change in colors? See, it's getting darker as I rub it in. See the grain? It's getting more pronounced. Hand rub finish, people. This is how it's done. Alright guys, after a few minutes, just do it again. Get some of these areas here that are light, just try to rub them in. Like I said, you gotta create some friction. You should feel some heat on your fingers, some warmth. Press hard. Alright, there we go. It's been a couple hours. Alright, there we go. Paste wax. I think it looks good. I really do. What do you guys think? Alright, now let's take this one and we're just going to put it right in the boiled linseed oil and let it soak for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that. Let's see how we did. Give it a little bit of hand rub finish. I don't think there's a need to apply any wax. So there we go. So there. I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. Okay, up next is the plastic handle knife. I'm just going to take it to the anvil and smash the handle off until I get to the tang. This isn't good. I hope there's a tang in here somewhere. Well, this didn't turn out like I hoped. Let's go to knife number 4. try this one next. I'm hoping I can just cut this off. I have no idea what I'm in for. I started sanding this, and as always, the project went haywire. Who didn't see that coming? I decided I was going to cut off the pommel and make a hidden tang. Well, that ain't going to work. Let's try something different. Let's see if I can mill out a slot to get this tang to fit into. I'm not sure I mentioned, but this is a piece of oak. And man, I like my new woodworking tools. Alright guys, that worked okay, but what was happening, I already trimmed this up, but what was happening was I was getting a gap right in here. So what I decided I'm going to do is I'm going to cut pieces like this and like this, okay? And then what I'm going to glue it together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the top and the bottom in the back with different kind of wood. So maybe the top I'll use walnut, bottom walnut, and then on the end I'll use cherry, and then I'll form the handle. I think that'll look pretty good. Alright guys, I got that glued up. I was reviewing some of the footage and I realized I was zoomed in too close, but I just had the clamps on it like this and like that. I had it on there overnight. Next, what I'm doing is I had this small piece of walnut. I have another piece here. You know, these are going to be for knife handles anyway. And what I'm doing is I'm just sanding it down so it fits in here. A no-brainer. There we go. Look at that. That's where that goes. Okay. So now, well, as you can see, this wasn't dried enough. And me pissing around with it, it broke off, but that's okay. We don't want that. This will go on like that. Okay. All right. I let this dry for a few days. Let's go to the bandsaw. Let's cut off the excess here and here and here, and then that'll give us a better idea of what we got going on. All right. Now what I'm going to do is make a template for the handle, and I want a handle that's similar to this. What I'm going to do first is just trace this out on cardboard and then kind of just cipher how I'm going to get it to work there. It's a no-brainer. Okay, there we go. So maybe I'll cut this like here. Just cut it right Okay. I'm saying that's it. Back to the bandsaw to do some more roughing. Okay. So look, see how wide we are? So I got to cut it here and here. The more work I do on the bandsaw, the less sanding I'll have later. And I'm going to have a lot of sanding. Okay. Starting to look like a nice handle. So now we're going to retrace this. Now starts the sanding process. This takes a long time. Take your time. This is the part where you can really mess things up. This is looking pretty good. Let's go back to the little sander for some touch-up. Alright guys, this turned out really good. You know, I'm not great at this artistry thing, but this turned out pretty good, especially considering what it looked like before. So now we're going to do the old boiled linseed oil, my favorite, and I'm going to just let it soak in here, you know, for the, who knows, 10 or 20 minutes. Oh, it just barely fits. But let's see something real quick. Look how already. Remember, this is walnut, this is oak, and then I put that little piece of cherry back there. I thought it would get it to pop a little bit more, but I mean, that already, look at that thing. So let's let that soak 10 minutes or so. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to give it a good hand rub finish, a good hand job here. Look at that, huh? I think it looks pretty good. You guys remember what it looked like before? It had that nasty, squishy handle. This is a cheapy knife, but turned out pretty good. I like how the grain, like this is some kind of imperfection in the grain. This isn't anything that I did, that I know of. And I like how the linseed oil, when you do that hand rub, you actually, you grind it into the grain and you get this pop. Hopefully that shows up on camera, how the grain actually pops with this oak. See it here? And that actually, it's funny. I think this is oak too, and this one came out a little different. The rivets are darker. I was kicking around putting rivets in there, but I think it's nice like that. So now the last step is we're going to throw some paste wax on it. Let's do that now, and then we're going to call this project done. Okay, kids, that's done. Let's recap what we did, and we'll do some photo shots, some glamour shots. All right, guys, there we go. This is what these two knives look like. Remember, this one I sanded down and then put it in the linseed oil. This one I just dipped in the linseed oil, and then you remember this one had that nasty squishy handle on it, and so I removed it. And this is oak on both sides. That's walnut, and then back here is a piece of cherry. So this is a good example of just resurrecting the kitchen knives. Remember, the handles were loose. This one still is. And so don't pitch the knives. There's no reason to do that. And you guys can do anything I did here, especially this. Go get some linseed oil and some sandpaper and refinish your kitchen knives. You guys could do this too. You didn't need to have the sanders that I had, because really it's nothing fancy. You know, use a file and hand sand it. All right, guys, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I think they turned out really nice. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.